In today's video, I am going to be checking out Scottie Barnes and what we are expecting to see this year coming up, and why he is just such an amazing basketball player. Let's get down, let's check out Scottie Barnes. When we're looking at Scottie Barnes, we're looking at a player who can handle that ball and also handle the ball under pressure as well and go the full length of the court to score. So how he's able to do this is of course his overall speed, but also these fake spin moves to create a new top foot. So right here we see that this player, this defender, is playing him straight up, which is the best way to guard a player like Scottie Barnes because it doesn't give him options when it comes to a top foot to attack. However, Scottie Barnes can create one by making these half spin moves, these fake spins, to create a new top foot so that he can attack. Usually you don't want to go up a sideline, but by going up the middle here, that could have created troubles. And of course, going up a sideline, in this case, is actually okay, but generally you want to stay away from the sideline, especially in a full court press. And then when he's dribbling down court, that's 2 dribbles, 3 and 4. Now he's taking multiple dribbles, he's under pressure. If you're trying to go as fast as possible, you want to take the fewest amount of dribbles, but if you're under pressure, you want more dribbles because that cuts down on the amount of time that ball is in the air. Now when he attacks the rim, he only dribbles the ball once before he gets to that rim when he's within that 3-point line. The reason being is there's multiple defenders who could have potentially picked off the dribble. And then as soon as he gathers that ball, he keeps the ball above his waist. That's important because now if these players over here, the other defenders, try to swipe down, at least it's in viewing range of the referees. Sometimes, if the ball is below your waist and there's players who are swiping down on it, the referees will say that you're out of control, so keep the ball high. Now, we all need to watch Scottie Barnes here. This is extremely important. Here, he's on the weak side, and then he boxes out that player to get that tip. If you're on the weak side, don't just start walking back. That is a waste of a possession. You need to cut to the rim and get position between your man and the basket so that then if that player does miss, guess what? You're going to be in prime position. And by the shot being from this side, there's a high likelihood it's going to bounce to your side if you're the opposite side of the ball. In which case, that will allow you to get that rebound. Now, while there are times where sometimes you need to keep that ball low, but by keeping it low, that doesn't mean just below the waist. That means way down low and keeping both hands on it with straight arms. The reason being is now you're giving a view to the referee, and by keeping it up here, there's whole bodies that are in the way for the referee not to see the ball. So by keeping it down, you're keeping it just outside of the reach of the players, but also in viewing sight of the referee, in which case then he could call a foul if there is one. Now, keep things simple like Scottie Barnes when you're attacking the rim as well. He doesn't do that many fancy things. Here he attacks the basket hard. He's starting up high. There's a reason behind this. You don't want to be starting your drives near the 3-point line, and this is a massive mistake that a lot of young players make. They think that, or at least a lot of young players think that you need to be in these 5 positions, but when in reality, you should really be a lot higher. The reason being is you're stretching the defense out. You're pulling that defender away from the key. You're stretching other defenders outside of the key, and that will open up lanes for the players who want to drive. So here, Scottie Barnes sees a massive advantage. He's a much faster player than, of course, this player, and this player is playing down on his heels. So when that happens, you need to attack, and watch how many dribbles he takes to attack. 1 to start off the attack, which there's no player near him, so we don't need to count that really. And then when he gets inside the 3, that's 1 dribble. And then guess what? He takes 2 massive steps and finishes at the rim. There's a reason behind this. And that is, of course, number 1, players like him can't be going in to reach in if he's got the ball up high above his waist. Number 2, moving with the ball without dribbling is much faster than moving with the ball while dribbling. And in this case, we can definitely see that here because now that player is, of course, facing the baseline and is no longer able to keep up 1 step, 2 step, massive steps, and finishing at the rim. This could have been a layup even too. It didn't matter. As we can see here, even Scottie Barnes gets hit right there, if he was to keep that ball down lower, that could have been swiped by that player. Could have also been swiped by the main player as well on the other side. So that's why you want to keep that ball up high. Keep it away from these hands so that when they do swipe down, they're no longer going to be able to get that ball. Very, very smart move, and every player needs to start doing this. Also, Scottie Barnes' court vision is massive. Here he has OG Anunoby who is attacking the rim, and he passes the ball to OG Anunoby. When he passes, though, he's passing well ahead to where OG Anunoby is going. This is a huge, huge tip. Anytime you pass, you want to go and pass to where that player is going and not where they have been or are right now. Because guess what? You need to lead them with the pass, because now by leading that player with the pass, what that's going to do is tell that player where to go. You have to basically play conductor when you've got the ball. You want to tell that player where you think there's going to be no players. Now, this ended up being just slightly behind OG Anunoby, but it was within catching distance. But having a view from way back here as to where these players are going to be, you can lead that pass to an area of the court where you can foresee these defenders not being. That tells that receiving player where to go and where you expect them to go, but where there should be no defenders so that he can finish at the rim. And also, Scottie Barnes is really good at cutting off ball. So here he's cutting down the paint because there was a double on Pascal Siakam. He cuts down the middle and gets that ball. The first thing he's looking at is the weak side cutter. Anytime that you drive, you need to look for the weak side cutter every single time. That needs to be your number one priority because that's going to give you the best option to score in most cases. Now, he couldn't because Tyler Hero was moving down, and in this case, Scottie Barnes had a better option to go for the floater, but this could have been a very good option if Precious Achiuwa just cut maybe a half a second earlier. Scottie Barnes could have also faked a pass out to OG Anunoby and done a quick bounce pass to, of course, Precious Achiuwa, but Scottie Barnes was still able to finish, and he's a very good finisher within 15 feet. Now, this is again playing conductor, and I'm going to say this once again. If you want to be able to get a lot of assists, tell this player with that lob where to go, and that player needs to go get it. If he doesn't go get it, he's not going to get his points. And of course, OG Anunoby was able to do that here. You need to lead the player and tell him where you think the defenders are not going to be. And then, of course, he may be able to finish at the rim. I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.